From the New York Times, under siege from Trump and Musk, a top liberal group falls into crisis. Scrambling to pay legal fees, Media Matters has dialed back its criticism, trimmed its staff, and contemplated closing entirely.
Oh, crap. Timcast is going to lose one subscriber right now. We're in big trouble.
Media Matters, a nonprofit group that has played a key role in liberal politics, is struggling to withstand months of legal assaults by President Trump's allies, offering a glimpse of what might be in store for even well-funded targets of his retribution campaigns. Keep in mind, Media Matters' total reason for existing was to attack right-leaning outlets. And it did not matter if there was any validity to any of their attacks. All they did was try to drum up any way they could criticize right-leaning outlets, and then they would they were one of the first groups to do what we consider today modern cancel culture. They would go after advertisers and they would say, how can you advertise on this site? How can you advertise? Did you hear what they said? Did you see? And they would twist the stories to whatever degree necessary in order to scare off advertisers for Rush Limbaugh, I believe on Fox News, etc. So it's under the heading, the Democrat Party's troubles. But back to the New York Times. The organization, which is funded by some of the Democratic Party's biggest donors, has racked up about $15 million in legal fees over the past 20 months to defend itself against lawsuits by Elon Musk, in addition to investigations by Mr. Trump's Federal Trade Commission and Republican state attorneys general. The group has slashed the size of its staff and scrambled to raise more cash from skittish donors, according to documents and interviews with 11 people familiar with the organization's fight to survive. That might not be enough. Media Matters tried to settle with Mr. Musk by offering concessions, but the sides were far apart and talks fizzled. Even when the group has triumphed in court, Mr. Musk has appealed or filed new cases elsewhere. As a last resort, it has considered shuttering, according to investors in an internal document. This alone is why Elon Musk is a net good for humanity.
Well, I like Media Matters. They wrote 2 amazing stories about me. I just like to read those headlines from 2022. Timcast contributor gives full throttle endorsement of Ye for president. It was true. And my other favorite one was I was on their list of extremists, bigots, and conspiracy theorists for YouTuber Tim Pool's 2022 guests in review.
Yeah, I didn't make it. I'm
sorry.
I was bummed.
I was shocked I did.
So what Media Matters and other organizations like this do is subscribe to all of the right-wing news channels, including mainstream news channels, Fox, Timcast IRL, Steven Crowder, even more extreme people, and what have you. And they essentially just clip farm and then write articles about people and then try to start different boycotts to cancel different people. And it essentially sounds like Elon Musk single-handedly, more or less, was able to take them out. Which is something I feel like, yes, you need to give him a large amount of credit.
This is essentially what Peter Thiel did with Peter Thiel and Hulk Hogan did with Gawker, which was a good thing as well.
And I do have one particular gripe with groups like this. It's not like there's also this one other group that I think worked very similar. It's like Hate Watch or Right Wing Hate Watch. And the thing is that they're particular in bigotries that they seek out to find. So they're only interested in bigotry when it comes from right wing people to use as political slander. So I've actually interviewed before one of the people who does work like this called Jared Holt. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but he's very popular and prominent in circles and work like this. And I've actually asked him about it. Like, what about hateful or violent rhetoric coming from people like Linda Sarsour? And he was like, well, she's not right wing. And I was like, well, she's used the same rhetoric as famous white nationalist David Duke has. And then he said, we're only focused on a particular type of bigotry coming from a particular place. So it's like, you're only interested in bigotry for political uses. And I thought that was such a tell when I interviewed him on that. And it's just like, you're not interested in bigotry writ large. You're interested in bigotry insofar as you could use it against your enemies. And like, how much of scum of the earth?
Which means they're not actually interested in bigotry.
You don't actually care about hatred or bigotry.
Yes.
You care about trying to slander your political opponents. Yeah. And it's just some of the most low-class scum work you could do. And maybe I need to retract everything I said about Elon Musk. So
I do think the Gawker thing was a little different though, because Teal went after them because Gawker outed him as being gay, and that is true.
Wasn't it the sex tape allegedly?
And with Hulk Hogan it was, and then
that's what it
Teal
was. I'm
funded
sorry.
Hogan. That one's a little, and I don't like Gawker. It's no defense of Gawker, and I don't agree with it, but these people were degenerates who make up stuff and like clip stuff out of context and try to do that, over politicized it. So I do think it's a little different than Gawker.
I guess
Teal's gay, and they outed him, and he was just mad.
Yeah, but the release of Hulk Hogan's private information,
The Hulk Hogan thing,
that's
is a different
why.
story. I know. But then
It was a
Teal
Trojan
funded
horse
it.
for him.
Yes,
Yeah.
Teal funded Hulk's thing. So it's like that
But it
part
was
is
also
weird to me.
legitimate.
Hulk's
yes, but
thing.
there was beefs to squash, So he needed Peter Thiel to be able to
couldn't afford it,
fund
yeah.
the lawsuit, and without that, so it's you create enough enemies for yourself.
And it's just that part that weirds me out. The Hulk Hogan thing was, I think, the degenerate thing to do, and like 99% of all journalists are terrible. So I totally agree. I'm looking at a lot in the face.
I'm self-loathing.
But look, I know how it goes.
Like Media Matter was just had a business model, because sometimes people look at things like that and think that they are probably it's probably less about ideology than it is about them. They found an ideology that they can use to make money, and I believe right now that the country has turned right. They should shut down, close shop, and wait. Hopefully in another 8 years, maybe Kamala can come back and then they can start again.
I actually heard that Kamala was looking into running for president again, because there was talk of her running for governor of California, and she was advised not to, because apparently being the governor of California sucks. So
Blair White's going to be governor.
I hope so.
Dude, if I'm Kamala Harris, though, I'm totally running again, because I'm a politician with a huge ego, and I'd have a shot. She would have a shot at it if she were the Democrat.
Do you really believe that?
Totally, yeah. Anything.
I mean,
could
she'll
happen.
have a shot
I mean,
as
like
a-
elections could be 60-40, and it could be even a coin flip sometimes. Like if I thought I had an opportunity to be president, then I'd stay in the race. And I think you're actually seeing this same phenomena play out in New York City right now, with Cuomo staying in the race, with Eric Adams staying in the race. If there's inkling that these people can have success,
I think
there's
that-
so much ego.
I think
There's so much ego with these guys that it's I might as well take the shot.
I think they start politics and it becomes like a drug.
Yeah,
And
totally.
they can't get off it, and so they run for governor, and then if it doesn't work, then after they finish that, then they run for senate, and if they, then they
Well,
run
how
for
many
something
times did Joe Biden run for president before winning?
for like
1,000
times, like 20
exactly.
times. or
So if
something
Kamala
like that.
Harris keeps at it,
At least he managed to become a
If
president.
you're taking a
in his lifetime.
25% chance 5 times,
Joe Biden thought about running for office the same way Hunter Biden thought about crack cocaine.
he was a good-looking 50-something-year-old, though.
Yeah.
All things considered.
Considering all that healthy crack he was on. Yeah.
All the
He's 50 what?
let me double check that. But he looked good for his age.
You think?
Yeah, for his age.
Depends on the picture.
No, on that video. I watched that video. I don't have internet. We'll just have to
Take
go
your word
50
for
something,
it.
allegedly.
Hunter Biden.
So at least
55.
Elon does something good. I mean, human beings are not like, whether they are human or not, but people are not like totally like evil or totally like good. So that's, so no matter how, apart from maybe the devil, no matter how bad somebody is, there's something good about them. So I give props to Elon for taking down Media Matters, and I give props to Elon for letting me speak on X. And like he said that he will not cancel his greatest critics. So I hope he doesn't cancel me. But at the same time, I still believe that he's ushering in the biz system, and that I am not.
If I could get one now that I think about it, he's actually trying to primary a bunch of Republicans too, allegedly. So it's
his
really hard to
ego.
take the good with the bad with this guy. So
That guy
we'll
has
see what he
a
actually.
big
Just
ego.
don't make any
He
false
promises
idol
everything.
out of any politician, because it is a disease. It's a drug. You can't worship any of these people.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So I guess we are okay with the attacking Media Matters
can go.
generally. Or are we? Is that the consensus
You
here?
got to take the good with the bad.
Are you manipulated by this?
By this.
But I really
Come on,
not totally.
spit it out.
It depends on if he primaries their Republicans and funds their
Well, it
opponents
has
as he
nothing to
said.
do with this.
Well, no, you have to take things in totality. I think this is
No.
great. I think this is
Case by
I think this
case.
is
I mean,
fantastic.
nobody is totally bad. So even like I said,
By the way, I looked it up.
That is the way left. You know what? That is the way the leftists look at.
He promised $2 trillion. By the way,
That is the way leftists look at things. You do one bad thing, and everything about you is bad. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's
I mean, you can actually be bad in one thing, and like I say, all of us human beings I always say cut other human beings a slack because we're all kind of a little messed up. You know what I'm saying? We're never like none of us is like that good. We have our good parts and our bad parts, and cut each other a slack. You know. Give me some slack, I'll give you some grace,
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.